What's my name?
Hi.
Hi, boo.
What? All of the questions are in my phone.
Do you have a computer or iPad?
I have a computer.
Cause I have the computer up. You know what? I have the questions.
Okay, so just go through it. Okay, just go through it.
Are we gonna just go through it right away? We just gonna talk. Oh my god, it's like kind of loud.
Yeah. All right, so we're talking about emotionally unavailable men, mainly, as well as emotionally unavailable women, but our experiences with the men. So,
yeah,
emotionally unavailable men.
So
let's talk about the people that don't know.
Oh yes. Okay. You wanna go first?
Yeah. I'm Relly.
A little bit. Hi, Relly.
And we're like official god sisters. Like, we didn't just put a name on it. We're like official god sisters since birth. Since
like
birth.
that means that you knew me since.
Yeah, since we were little.
This is so amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. So go ahead, introduce yourself.
Everybody, hi, I'm Shandy. I'm a talker. I love to talk and create and vibe and share knowledge, share wisdom, insight with my friends, my family, with y'all. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, and we were having a conversation the other day, and it was just flowing. And we were like, yo, like, it was some real shit. And
yes.
I was like, yo, we got to go live with this. And I even wrote down something that you said because it was so real. Give me a second.
I be saying some real shit.
Yeah, it was like... Okay, so, all right, so go ahead. You want to, like, start saying the questions?
I'll say it, but I want to go back to what I said. I think I remember what I said. I think we were going into, like, details and about, like men being emotionally unavailable and, like, why, like, what's going on. Because it's like it's like a lot of stories, similar stories. And it's like, it's becoming an epidemic. It's becoming a problem.
Yeah, it is.
People keep talking back and forth about this high value, low value, but nobody's really talking about the core thing that's happening, where it's like nobody, like not a lot of people are opening up to love, that in itself. And then we just have the why, basically. And I was like saying, like, fear, like a lot of men are afraid of getting beneath the surface.
Yeah, that's what you said. You said men are afraid to tap into themselves. When she said that, that's what had me like, oh yeah, like, I want to share this conversation because, like you said, I know so many women who are currently dealing or dating emotionally unavailable men or have dated. Yeah.
Like, why are you dating an emotionally unavailable man?
But let me tell you the thing about emotionally unavailable men. And we're going to get more into this later because this also goes with the how to avoid them.
Yes.
But they're very good at chasing you down and getting you and getting in your drawers.
It's like a game. It's like a game at this point. Like it kind of like makes them feel good, because we was talking earlier and we were saying, why not go towards the woman? There are a lot of women out here who don't mind sleeping casually with you. Why not? Hey, we're on the same type of timing. Easy. Why try to put a mask on and act like you're somebody that you're not to get the... It's a game. It's something that's filling in either their ego or something's off. I don't know.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. They're ego driven. Unavailable men are very ego driven, and they tend to be very close to being narcissistic. Like most emotionally unavailable men are narcissistic. Like they tend to go hand in hand. And a part of being narcissistic is like constantly needing your ego fed.
Oh,
constantly needing to be validated by other people. Because as cocky as they may seem, as confident as they may seem, they're very insecure.
It's a mask.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mask.
It's definitely a mask. And so that goes along with what you said, with them not being able to tap, like them being literally afraid to tap into themselves.
It takes a lot.
They don't like what they see on the outside. Let me tell you something. A lot of these narcissistic men, like, they look good as fuck. Like, there's
some good looking narcissists out there, right?
Yeah, they look good. They got money. You know what I'm saying? But they don't see that within themselves. That's why they need different women to validate them and let them know. Like, they want to constantly hear it.
Or they want, like, a woman who doesn't really know her sense of worth to, like, pour all her energy into him. Right. They literally attract women who are also emotionally unavailable from themselves, like women who would rather give their time and attention to the man than themselves, than center that within themselves and let it overflow. And like, I know that too well because I used to be that woman. I used to be the one pouring in because I was afraid. That's how I know so much. Like, I was the one that was afraid of my own power. So, or like, felt as if I wasn't worthy. So it's like I settled, you know? And then I look at the men that I used to attract and we were doing the same thing. Yeah.
So, right. So like, so the insecure part of it is where you guys kind of,
we relate there.
Yeah. It resonates.
Because you really attract who you are. Seriously, you do.
Right. Because the woman who was secure about herself and confident and has done the work, she's not going to stick around with no emotionally unavailable man.
Exactly.
Yeah, she going to know.
Ain't going to be too long. She going to see you. You might, you know, you're probably a good actor. You probably get in there a little bit, but not even to not even into the pants. I'm talking about, like, might have a little tension here and there, but after a while, she keep you talking for long, you're going to be out. Yeah. We usually do that, keep you talking so you could talk your ass out.
Right, exactly. Because I've been there. I'll be that woman, like, head over heels, like, in love, running down a man who's like, oh yeah, like we're vibing and we're you know, we're connecting physically, but emotionally, there's no connection because he won't allow it. He won't allow it because of the fact that he's afraid to tap into himself.
Yeah, it's like I think earlier we was talking to, and I was saying, wow, you don't even know my last name, but you want to dive in my pussy. Like, you want to know what my pussy tastes like. Like, but you don't even know my last name. You don't even know what makes me afraid. You don't know anything about me. And then the fact that it's so easy for you to just have sex, which is very intimate, right? Mm-hmm. But the minute shit gets to emotional level, anything deeper than that, it's like, ooh, I can't do that. I gotta go shut down. Yeah. But let me open my legs up.
Right. And they're usually the emotionally unavailable men. They're the ghosters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they will ghost you because a part of being emotionally unavailable is the lack of communicating one's thoughts and emotions. And so he don't know how to really tell you, man, I got issues. Like I got trauma that I ain't dealt with. You know what I'm saying? He don't know how to really tell you that. So because of that, he just ghosts you and you don't never hear from him again. You're like, well, what happened? We were vibing.
That's true. Yeah. And usually they ghost when you start, I realize this a lot. Once you start catching on,
oh yeah,
and you start being like, oh, I want to know more. Like, the minute you try to, like, take that mask off, like, you try to knock down that wall, it's clipped. Yeah. And that causes the one that's being ghosted to feel like it's all damn, or like, what's wrong with me? Now it's like, no, like, people could only love you as deep as they love themselves. Like, I really had to learn that. I really had to see that. Because at one point I knew, but I had to see it and be like, wow, this shit is really real out here. Like, it's, you know, because I used to feel like I'm very empathetic. Like, I'm very giving, loving, like my heart in it, right? Now I'm more selective. I'm still that person because I don't believe I need to close my, just because I got hurt a lot doesn't mean I got to close my heart off to love. I'm just more smarter about it. Not everybody deserves that. But before, free.
Yeah.
Free. I was like door to exploring with my love. Like, just free exploring, thinking like, oh my God, I'm just learning that's in. It's okay, whatever. No. And I realized when I was doing that it really didn't do much for me. Like, it didn't add nothing, but it just took. It took for me, because when these people, when they left, I felt even like worse than how I felt in the beginning or whatever. Like, you know, I just felt like drained.
Right. I swear to God, I was waiting for you to stop talking, but that was the word that was on my mind. It's draining. And Robo the human, he said that you got to protect your energy. And that's a fact, because, like, you know, there are people out there who will really drain you of your energy just for their own benefit.
Just for their own benefit. And they know about it too. They're like, doing it intentionally.
Yeah, it's intentional. Yeah. Like, oh, you know exactly what you was doing. And that's why I really don't have any remorse for emotionally unavailable men. Like, I dealt with them so much, I can spot them a mile away.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, I can spot them a mile away.
Like, I don't have no patience for that shit either.
Right. I think, was that the second question? How do you spot? How can you tell?
The first one was, why are there so many emotional available men in the dating scene today? Did we answer that? Did we talk about that? Why are there so many? Basically,
I think it's trauma and the lack of healing, and and like you, I think we kind of did touch on it. Just like not really, you know, having the courage to tap into oneself.
And the fact that, let me tell you, if it was cool, let's get deeper into this shit. If it was really cool to do that shit, monkey see, monkey do, they would be all in that shit. Because it's not cool. It's I'ma look like a punk. They care about the look too much. They care about what their best friends think, what the other person think. People are caring too much about what everybody else think, and living life based off of somebody else's idea. It's kind of wild to me. It's kind of wild. And
so that's the ego. Yeah, that right there is 100% ego. Like, and then Ice Storm Beauty said, and their parents. Yeah, trauma. That was gonna be my next answer. Trauma. But along with that trauma, you know, that's along with trauma should come healing. Like, if you knew, you know, we grown as fuck. It's 2020. Like, if you know that you were raised in a toxic household, you ain't have your mama, you ain't have your daddy, your mama and your daddy was always fighting. Like, your whole perspective on love is just completely diminished. Like, you know, a healthy person is gonna try to heal that. And exactly. So that's why I feel like it's bullshit when somebody comes to you and they're like, oh yeah, I've been hurt so many times. Oh yeah, I got trauma, and that's why I can't commit. That's why I can't do this. That's why I can't do that. Okay, so then you need to stay out you need to not be in my face. Like, if you know you still got healing, like if you know you still got healing to do, and you're aware of the fact that you are tainted because of your past, like, you need to working on yourself and not working on trying to get in bed with me.
I like you said, like, you know that you're not tainted, because to be honest, we all still gonna be in our journey healing some way, somehow, right? But a lot of us are very intentional about that healing, and it's like to say we could still be in relationships because we understand, we see ourselves. We're very self-aware and we see ourselves. But as for people who know, like you could see yourself and say, I'm not gonna be a good fit. Like, regardless of how much I healed, I'm just not. Like, you should be enough sense, like have enough sense to be like, no, I'm not gonna hurt someone that didn't even do nothing to me. Like, I'm not gonna, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
They're very selfish. They don't care. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about characteristics of someone who is healed or at least some type of, you know, spiritually aware. But if you can go around openly, you know, fucking with women and having no intentions to commit to that woman, you know, your intention is to feed your ego, like, yeah, there's no hope for you until you get fixed.
It's the attention.
Yeah, it's the intention. Okay, so that's the why. And then
what happened to the men that married a woman and didn't play any games with her because he took her seriously?
Listen.
What that sound kind of talk to me, sis.
No. No, it's not person. No,
I'm joking.
Nah, that
was mad detailed though.
Yo, you know why though? Because I think about how many of our, like, our parents and our grandparents and our great-grandparents, they've been together for 50, 60 years. Like, you know, and then the story, and I love to listen to the older women tell the stories of how they met their husband. You know what I mean? And it's like, they dated for a few months and then he proposed. Like, what? They ain't doing that these days.
They're not. They're running. They're like in their head. A lot of men are far. That's another why. Way too in their head. Way too in their head. And not in their heart and their feelings center. Yep. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's where that comes from. Like, just me knowing that a lot has changed. They don't make those moves no more. Like, you know, man, I was dating men for like 8-9 months. Like, that's way too long. Like, and I had to learn that later. Like, what the fuck? Like,
that's nothing official. Just dating for like where's that? Like, where are we going? You know?
Yeah. Like, I'm not doing this for shits and giggles. Like, you know what I mean? So I actually learned to cut those guys off. Like, I want to say, in a way, I didn't become emotionally unavailable, but in a way, I became more emotionally intelligent because I was able to recognize the signs. Like, we connecting, but every time the conversation of making it official or love comes up, then it's like, oh, you're not answering me, or I gotta call you back, or I don't get a text back from you until the next day or some shit. Like, that's the type of thing that I learned to walk away from.
Yeah, or like whenever you start noticing that you're pouring into something, or anybody, like when you're pouring into somebody and it's like, it's not, your glass is literally being emptied and theirs is just being full. That's when you know. If it's not 50-50 or 100, like whatever percent, if it's not equal, you have the power and control to like be like, and that goes for both genders, because to be honest, there, like you said earlier, there are emotionally unavailable women too. It's not just a men thing. I'm pretty sure men out here have dealt with being the opposite end. I'm pretty sure there's some men that would pour their whole heart into something and didn't receive nothing in the end, you know? But it's just a lot of men that's just are.
A lot, yeah. But I do want to say that it's definitely less women.
It's definitely less. I definitely agree. Because nobody's lying.
I know a bunch of lesbians personally. Like, I know women who are bi personally, and they like, yo, like, I started dating men, and I never went through this shit with women. Like, with women, most of it, like, with lesbians, it's like, oh, we like each other, let's be together. Months later, let's move in together. Like,
they're more freeing. They're more like, because I'm telling you, I think it's that logic thing, man. Is that it gotta make sense. And I understand. Like, I'm very big on balancing the logic with the heart, and like I said, balance. But you really can't be all into one and all into the other. I feel like there'll be certain instances where the woman is way too into her feminine and the man is way too into his masculine, and it's just gotta be balanced.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Gotta be balanced. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Yes, Robert the Human, you cannot, absolutely not pour from it. It's impossible.
Yeah, that's fact.
That's suicide to me. That's suicidal.
Yeah, definitely.
That's suicidal.
And a lot of these people are empty.
Girl.
Yeah, a lot of them are empty. Like, you know, they don't have no feeling of love inside of them. Like, they don't know how to love. They never experienced real love. So if you never experienced real love, like, how do you know how to show it? How do you know how to give it? You understand? Like, it's a lot of, like, I was dating this guy, yo, I was head over heels of him. Like, I had the biggest crush on him.
It
All
be the
right.
ones. It be them. That she's
Yeah.
so head over heels for.
Yeah, he was such a handsome guy. Like, he was great. We really connected, but he has so much heartbreak in his life that hasn't been dealt with. Like, his dad left him, and then he had a stepdad who he started to get connected to, and the stepdad left him too. You know what I'm saying? Like constantly, and then a lot of them have abandonment issues, and so they're scared to connect because they don't want to deal with the feeling of having to disconnect because the person left.
And for some reason, the men get, like, whenever they experience heartbreak, they don't know how to take that shit.
Oh,
it's
no.
like once a guy experiences being like really heartbroken, is like compared to a woman who experienced heartbreak and just know how to get back up on her feet and give love a try again, it's almost hard to like get through that guy. And it's always, this girl hurt me. It's always that storyline, not knowing that if you continue to lead with that storyline in a new story, you're only going to recreate that story. You're only going to keep on going through the same thing because you're basically saying, you're talking about your reality into existence, you know? And it's very harder for men to like get over that shit. Like, I realized that.
Yeah.
Next question you had asked is, what can men do to fix this issue?
I feel like therapy is a big thing. And not just therapy, but getting in touch with your spirituality, right? And I mean, like, not even just like whether it be religion, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Islam, you know, even if you're not religious and you're just spiritual, you know, turning to the higher power, connecting with the universe, connecting with yourself. Like, you ain't even got to connect with none of the...
And that's, I was about to say that, sis. Like,
yeah, like,
everybody has their own way. Like, everybody has their own way of basically saying, get grounded. You're basically saying that.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody has their own way of doing it. So it's like, whatever you do, get back to that. Do that so you could be better for the... Because at the end of the day, if you were to look at me and say you don't want love or want to experience a relationship, a genuine... Everybody wants that shit.
Yeah.
Some way, in some form.
Yeah. Definitely.
So why not? Give it a try.
But that goes with what you said. They're afraid to tap into themselves. Because in order to do that type of dope shit, because that's dope shit, like being able to tap into yourself, you understand? And being able to go within and see where you're the problem. See what you can heal from. Yo, that takes so much. That takes so much.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Especially if your past. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think it was the other day that I was just like doing some self-reflection. I was like, yo, no wonder people won't be doing this shit. No wonder people rather stay oblivious, because this shit is not easy. It's not. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, just go in. No, you're gonna see some dark shit. You're gonna be uncomfortable, and you're going to have to, you're gonna experience an ego death, and the ego death is basically saying, yo, I was wrong for that. The ego hates that shit.
Ooh,
so imagine you telling yourself, yo, I was wrong for that. That takes a lot.
Yeah. People,
and most men cannot do that. Most people cannot do that.
No, yeah.
Not even men. Most people.
Yeah, because people these days are obsessed with being the victim for some reason. Like,
yeah.
Wants to be the victim. And it's like, yo, do you really think that you're never the problem? Like, do you really think that the problem is everybody else when you have the same problem with everybody you're around? You're the common denominator. Like, go within and make the necessary changes. That's what needs to be done. People don't want to do that.
Literally the answer. It's so crazy because it's like you saying it, and it's like literally there. Like, you got the key, and you're sharing the key with everybody, right? And like, in other words, everybody got the key now, right?
Right.
So it's like, I like to call it fail forward, but you don't have to fail. Just like make an effort to work on yourself. But I really do realize some people rather stay in misery, because misery is way easier than giving happiness a try.
Yeah. It's absolutely easier to be the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to play victim and I'm going to throw these pity parties because I don't want to do the work on myself. I don't really want to see where I went wrong in the situation.
It's interesting because it's like after a while, I be wondering, like, doesn't your body take a toll? Like, doesn't it take a toll on your body? Because at some point, I know my limit. I can't speak for everybody, but I know my limit. I know when enough is enough. I gotta get on track, and that kind of forced me to get into this path because it's like my body I literally felt that. Like, it was just ew. Like, what? Why am I accepting things like this? And it goes into the next question. What can women do to avoid emotionally unavailable men?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a lot of things. The first thing I would like to say is stay grounded and aware in yourself. So that way you won't feel the need to even entertain someone like that. Energy is real. And the minute somebody open their mouth, it's not too hard to tell who they are, you know? So it's kind of like, but you have to have that inner strength where it's like, and holding that boundary, because that too, cultivate self-love, hold that boundary, and stay firm in it, and know, like, yo, be selective with yourself, be selective, and I don't want to say be patient.
I mean, patience is a virtue all across the board, but
I want to say that take your time. Yes, basically take your time. Mm-hmm. I want to say that. You know why? Especially when it comes to the sex part. And not a lot of guys don't like this, but yes, once a woman passes over the pussy, that she's passing over her power. That is your power. You're basically choosing to give a guy your essence in that sense. So it's like, take time before you do that, because especially, like, honestly, if you want to do that, I don't judge. That's on you. Have fun, have sex. But if you're looking for a real partnership and you want to, like, get to know this person, please get to know them before you even dive into that, because that really opens another layer of stuff that you probably not even ready for with that person.
Yeah, it takes time.
And when you hold out, you really do get to see who that person really is for them, because how long could you keep that mask up?
Right.
So that's all I gotta say about emotionally, but you could go on your end as
yeah.
far as how to avoid it.
Yeah, I feel like one way to avoid it, aside from what you said, because I do agree with what you said. I don't want to answer. Is there another question after that?
It was like an added on statement. It was like, until they healed and be able to give emotional support they need. But we go to the next question: how to spot and avoid emotionally unavailable men.
Okay, so yeah, because I didn't want to, because what I was gonna say is being able, like, knowing what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Like to know, but that goes along with how to spot them.
That's so important.
I feel like knowing your self-worth, right? And, like, knowing what you want and standing on that shit. So, like, you know, if you say, like, you know, I want to be in a long-term relationship within 3 or 5 months or whatever of dating, like, don't let this man kind of persuade you to do the opposite of that. Like, he might be like, oh, like, yeah, I'm really feeling you, but I'm not ready yet. And what you need, what needs to come next is, okay, so then we're not compatible. It was nice knowing you. It was nice meeting.
Because y'all know about the same thing.
Yeah.
You know deep down.
As long as you're willing to wait for that man, he's going to make you wait.
Time is going. I don't have time.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not settling for that.
Not taking this shit serious. Like, time is really ticking. Like, I don't think people understand. Stop playing with your life. Like, you know, like, at least experience. Like, I want to experience true love as a spiritual being in this human form. I don't have that much time here left in that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep playing around. It was good. It was cool when I was younger, but nah, I'm getting up there in age. I want to experience that shit. So it's like, that is so true. Like, just, like, literally standing firm in that shit. Like, and and not having the person talk, because they're good for that. They will literally try to talk you out your knees after you laid that foundation. I think I saw a video of a guy admitting that he was literally going to stay around because the girl told him, which was, she should never did that. She should never said, "Oh, I'm gonna give you 90 days." For what? He don't need to know that. So she told him, and he was like, he told the people that he was talking to, like, "Oh, I just stayed around and waited, and then I waited, and she did it before the 90 days. And even with that, he was like, "But you kind of went against your own word. What do you think you're telling the guy if you're going against your own word? You know, like, you say something and you get him to talk you out of that. You're basically showing him that you're not firm in your own boundaries, and he's gonna take if he's horrible, he's gonna take advantage of that. Most guys aren't like that. If they know they can't give you anything, that's when they walk away. But the guys that know that you this unaware person that just doesn't know your worth, they want to they're gonna take advantage of you, and they're gonna take it up. They're gonna take it out. They're gonna
and crazy. A lot of women allow that, and that's how you come across those guys who say the craziest shit, and you like, did he really just say that? Or like, you know, why does he think I'm okay with that? That's because he did before, who showed him and told him that it was okay for him to act a fool. You know, it was okay for him to give her the bare minimum, and she still stuck around. And we've all been that woman. We've all been that woman. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'll be lying if I sat here and acted like I wasn't that woman before. But I'm telling you, like, once you figure out like what you're worth, and once you set your boundaries and you stand on them, you're not gonna get nothing less. The minute you start to love yourself more, and when I say love yourself more, I mean like put yourself first. So like, damn, you know, we've been dating for 3-4 months. He don't look like he really making no moves. I don't want to be alone, right? I mean, like, loving yourself and putting yourself first is being okay with being alone. Like, I would rather be alone than to settle for the bullshit that you bringing me right now. Yeah.
And there's some men out here who will come into a woman's life who was doing good and ruin her shit, and the woman would let them.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen. And I was about to say, you're literally a living, walking testimony, because you're in a healthy relationship right now. You could talk a little bit more about your experience and everything, but you experienced both ends. You experienced being the one that didn't know their worth and allow certain shit, and you got over that, and then you experienced the result of it.
Yeah, definitely. That's another reason why, like, I love to record. I love to go on YouTube. I love to do these lives because, you know, I want to share my experience, because a lot of things that I went through, I didn't have anybody to really come to me and say, like, all right, this is how you deal with this. This is how you deal with that. I had to figure it out on my own. So I figured if I share my experience, then there's somebody out there who might be like, oh, light bulb, I get it. Like, you know, so, but yeah, you already know I was married. And then I went back. Like, that's another mistake. Like, your gut ain't gonna lead you wrong.
Before you go further, do you think that it was a mistake though?
That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
It wasn't a mistake, because we wanted to try again. We wanted to see how it would work out again. And everything happens for a reason. I did learn a lot about myself and that relationship the second time around. So I don't want to say it was a mistake. Yeah. But I do want to say that once you set your boundaries, do not go back on them. That was
for me. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's how I went wrong. Like, I set my boundaries, I left the relationship, and then I went back.
But I honestly think no matter what, your path is your path, and you got on it right back. I feel like sometimes our soul knows the journey more. Like, definitely, our soul knows the journey more than we do as the physical form. You may have needed one more thing that you needed to get from him, and you just say you learned some stuff, so there must be something that you got from that last situation, that last time of going back, that you could now apply into this new relationship, and transmute that into something positive, where you're saying, like, I learned so and so in this situation, I'm not gonna do that no more because I learned how that outcome came out. I don't want that outcome. I want a better outcome. So I truly believe, no matter what, as long as you're following your heart, I maybe you was following your heart when you decided to go back. Maybe you felt called to go back, but it was always for a reason. It's always for a reason, like you just said. It's always,
Yeah.
And got you to where you wanted to be.
Yeah,
that's love.
That's true. This is definitely like the healthiest relationship that I've ever been in my life.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
You look happy. Like your reels. Oh my God. I be so fangirling. I was like, yo, like you're living the life. Like you're literally moved your kids over to South Carolina and just girl, I don't want to talk your business out, but tell me what your man did, girl.
Listen, I'm talking about
what your man did, girl.
Yo, let me tell you, I'm not even that person to be like, oh no, I don't want nobody to know my business. Like, I'm gonna share it all. Like, I don't care.
Share it all. I love
it. There's shame in my game, and I'm willing to share the mistakes I've made. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to share what I've learned along the journey. You know what I mean? So all of that shit, like, I'm definitely getting there too on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be talking about all of that slowly but surely, like letting y'all know all of the tea, like. Yeah, and people be like, "Oh, you
I love that
out there like that. You putting your business out there," but they'll be the same people that sit around and watch reality TV. Like, I'm not doing it like just for entertainment. Like, I'm actually doing it to help. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
help someone.
Like same. And I you right now, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of that
shit. Yeah, yeah, we're definitely on the same type of time. As far as sharing our experiences and you do your readings too. Like, that's so dope. You know how in tune you gotta be to do readings? Like,
girl. And the more I do it, the better I'm getting. I'm just getting all that. But it does take a toll on my energy, and I've been very selective with my time, selective with my time, making sure I get enough alone time because I can't be around too much energy so many times. So I'm already doing the collective readings, and then add that to people being in my space. So I'm I have to balance a lot, but it's fun. I love it. I'm enjoying it. So
that's dope. Do you do them on YouTube?
I do it on YouTube. I'm about to start doing some lives and stuff with it, and just getting the flow of that, and even probably in person.
Okay. That's so fun. Do you just do cards?
I do cards. I do birth charts. I literally just I just talk because I get answers by just talking. Like, literally, the cards to me are just props. I'd be like, oh yeah, I knew that. All right, and they just it's like props for me. So it's like I do it literally by just speaking.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I gotta get a reading from you. So
yeah, girl. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I would love that. Anything like birth chart too. I love the birth charts because astrology is very is that girl, and it's so interesting because a lot of people feel like it's they call it woo woo shit, but my whole thing is we're living on a fucking, they call it a sphere. We're living in the middle of nowhere. Like, what? Like, you don't think that's crazy? You don't think that's suspicious? All right. But I don't care to persuade nobody about it because you're gonna believe what you want to believe. I don't care. I believe what I believe in. I'm standing strong in that. I will not budge.
I'm not really here to convince you to believe what I believe.
No, I'm never here to convince you because you're gonna live your reality regardless. You're gonna live your reality regardless, and I'm gonna live mine regardless. So it's I don't even argue with people anymore. My last argument was last month, and that was it. I am never arguing with nobody no more. Really? It makes no sense. Why are you arguing for? Because what? My truth is my truth. Yours is yours. I respect you, and let's say you don't respect me. That's when I shut the conversation down because I'm not talking to nobody that don't respect me.
Right.
I'm not dealing with nobody like that.
Yeah.
But this is really good because I'm in a space where I'm working on opening my heart again. I'm not really. I don't like the word talking.
Okay.
Getting to know some people, I guess. People, I don't know. It's actually one person, really. But I don't know. I'm not really putting too much pressure on it or pressure on anything. I'm just flowing with life. Mm-hmm. And I'm in the process of opening my heart again to the point where I can, I trust myself enough to know not to be around people I cannot trust.
Yeah.
So I'm not even closed off to like at least talking to people, seeing who they are, and giving them an opportunity. To just come out my mouth. Give them an opportunity to show me who they are. But I'm also finding myself, like, I remember recently, I felt like I had to protect myself, right? Because I've been through a lot. And I felt like I had to guard myself, so I would come across very withdrawn, very stuck up, very mean, probably snappy sometimes. Didn't like it. And I realized, what do I have to protect myself from? Because nobody could fuck with me unless I allowed them the opportunity to fuck with me. And when I realized that, and I also recognized that I do create my own reality and my own existence, like I just said, you know what? I'm good. I dropped the wall. So I'm in a space where I'm opening my heart again. Yay.
I'm so proud of you. Let me say something. It's funny because Spirit will literally place the people in your life that you need.
Yeah.
Because my boyfriend, he is like, his top love language is physical touch. And you know, really? Being raised, there wasn't that much affection. Like, I've seen families who have, like, movie nights and they're all cuddled up on the couch with each other.
You're not used to do that with your family.
Yeah, I'm not used to that. So he'd be wanting to, like, you know, like, come cuddle me, come love me. And I'd be like, I'm busy.
Oh, what's a sign?
I was like, I'm busy. But I'm learning to open my heart, too. Because, you know, I know how to love, but the important part about being in a relationship is knowing how to love your person the way that they want to be loved.
Yes.
You know
yes. It's not about, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a process. Opening up your heart is a process. It's hard. And like, kudos to you, because I'm still working on that. Like, I'm absolutely still working on that. You know what I mean?
It's a work in progress.
Like, go mode all the time. I'm like, work all the time. And I have to learn to make time to stop and just be in my feminine and like,
yes, sis.
You know. So kudos to you on your journey.
I'm a work in progress.
Yeah,
I love love, and I'm also very busy at the same time. So I am like saying, okay, if someone comes in, how to manage that, and like even down the line, because I don't expect to just like try to make, like, you know, when you want to get to know somebody, you do want to make time to get to know, like, you know, get that opportunity. So I'm already thinking about that. I'm just like, yeah, oh, okay, I'm opening up a little bit. Okay, I like this a little bit. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit scary when I was first considering it. Mainly because I know what that comes with. When you open your heart to love, it's a possibility, like, you get your feelings hurt if it's not reciprocated. I know the effects of that, but it's like also like, do I want to stay in my fear? Do I like? No, I know what I want. You know?
Yeah. Nah,
being afraid. Yeah.
Absolutely not. I feel like vulnerability is a flex.
Oh, like, I've never heard that one before, sis. I like that.
I feel like being able to be vulnerable is like a strength, because so many people are scared to do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. Like, you need to pat yourself on the back, because it's so hard, because so many people have those abandonment issues. So many people have been heartbroken and they're scared to be heartbroken again, you know, and myself included. Like, it's very hard for me to be vulnerable. You know, it really takes a lot of practice. And you, even like, if you're not in a relationship, I started practicing with like my friends and my family.
Oh my God, that's what I'm doing right now. Get off my life. Get the fuck off my life.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing right now. Literally, that's the craziest thing. I feel like, although I'm saying, oh, I'm working on opening my heart, my heart been open for a while, because I'm loving on my friends. I'm more close. The other day, me and my mother was dancing. Like, what? The fuck? Like, you know, like stuff like that. Like, I'm getting connected with my family, even with the parts of my family that I'm not really always connected with. So it's like, I'm practicing, and I always say to myself, this is the type of love that I want in an intimate partnership, because I feel good here, and I want to feel good in my partnership.
Yeah.
I deserve to feel good in my partnership.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm excited.
You're on the right track.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Are you surprised that I just grew up into this? Or did you know? I would love to hear.
Yeah. No, but you were always a sweet kid. Like, you were never like one of those people who was like loud and rambunctious or like, you know what I mean? Like, you always did have like a good head on your shoulders. Like,
that's so good to hear.
Yeah. So I wasn't like, I wasn't in the least bit surprised. I was more like proud, like, wow, like, look at this sister. Like, look at my god sister, doing thing, healing and growing and, chasing her dreams and standing up for herself and for what she believes is right.
Thank you, my baby. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, babe. You're welcome. So we definitely.
And I'm proud of you, Mogul Mom. You're already a Mogul in my eyes. I don't care what you think. You're just doing it. And I'm so excited to see this journey and things that you're, let them know what YouTube channel, the name of your YouTube channel, and follow you and all that good stuff because.
Oh yeah, check out my YouTube channel, Family's Tied. So we do like travel vlogging, freaking recipes, business tips. My last video that I posted today was, should you or should you not mix business with pleasure on social media?
That's a good one.
A lot of people small businesses and they don't know if they should, mix it, like have a separate business page or
they should get separate.
I mean, see, it's tough because
you talking about like a couple that works together.
No,
what do you mean?
What I mean with that is basically like, do you need two different pages, one for your business and one for your personal life, or mix it?
You don't need. I don't think it's necessary. It depends on you as a person, I would say, and how you handle your business. Like the reason why I do it is because literally when I first started my Shandy Love page, I didn't even have like a goal or anything. It just turned into like my brand, right? Okay. But then like when I created the Perfect Alignment, I had a whole vision. I was like, nah, this is a different entity. There's a whole, and I'm happy I did that because I'm able to separate the two and also the audience. Not everybody's into what the Perfect Alignment's about. Mm-hmm. A lot of more people are more surface level, and that's what Shandy Love is about, right? And then Perfect Alignment is like, we're gonna get in deep.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm happy I did that. I didn't think about it like that until after. You see?
Yeah.
I just followed my gut with that.
Right, as you should.
Yeah. It's been a beautiful journey, man.
Yeah, but if you guys, if you're watching this and you're already following me, make sure you go follow Shandy. And if you following Shandy, make sure you come follow me. Because we're we're very much in alignment. So you're going to get very similar content from the both. And I noticed that. Lives. I'm not going to say every week because it's hard to commit to, but we definitely should make some time and do lives.
Let's do it again. I'm definitely that. Like, I love the way this flowed.
Yeah.
And I'm big on flowing. Like,
yeah.
And the way we did it today, sis, the way that we, like, that shit, all love. That was love.
Yeah. It was random. It was
random.
Well, it wasn't that random, but did have enough time to put it into play.
Yeah, we did.
Being organized, so that was cool.
We had time, and then the fact that even last night I'm like, sister, I got to do the flyer.
Oh shit, you forgot? Yeah,
I forgot. I had mad shit going on, and then even with that, it still worked. Because we're here. Yeah, and I'm definitely saving this live. I'm posting it on my page. I'm gonna send it to you. So
okay, cool.
You can have it.
Cool. Good looks. Thanks for everybody. Thanks to everybody who joined us. I appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who may not necessarily be here right now, but will be watching it later on. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
Make sure you guys drop a like, a comment, follow.
Yeah. All that good shit. Bye, guys. I love you so much, Shira. I'm about to call you right now.
I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you.
All right, bye.
Bye.